Hello. I think I accidentally kicked someone off, so we'll wait for her to get joined back in. But hey, it's nice to be here, live and in person. Had a nice trip, uneventful in a good way, but very experiential. So, sorry I kicked you off, Al. Had to go back and restart it myself. So, yeah, did a little yoga, had a little massage, did a little hiking, did a little peaceful Douro Valley. So, very lovely. Feel free to ask any questions you might have about Portugal by sending me an email. So, as to our practice today, you see, I have my blanket over there and it's kind of expanded. So, the process today is going to be starting on our stomach. So we'll start in child's pose, take our breathing, do our centering, and then we're going to come and lay on our belly and start with some back extensions. So we'll be laying, and I'll have you lift one arm, and then I'll have you lift the other arm, and then one leg, and then we'll go into Salabasala, that kind of Superman. And we'll play with having the hands back and out to the side and out in front. So there'll be some variations for strengthening, and then we'll work from the floor up. And then we'll do some standing balance stuff, a little bit for upper body. I think we have a plan for our practice. Shall we begin? Okay, so let's come to child's pose. I'll show you and then I'll come back and chat with you. So if you don't have a big blanket like this, go grab a pillow, like off your bed, or a couple of pillows and lay them in order so you can lay on them with your belly. So you can do child's pose on your blanket. You don't have to use it. You can put your head on your pillow. So we begin, as I said, in child's pose. And if your knees are cranky, then you may want to elevate your hips a little bit. And you can have the hands in front or around your pillow, hopefully your back, in order to get yourself set up. I usually part my knees, and when you have a bolster or a blanket or pillows, your knees will naturally gravitate to a wider opening. So remember, in child's pose, it's that kind of curved spine, that forward motion that creates a sense of calm and quiet. So tune into your breath. So in child's pose, when you breathe, it allows you to have a little more awareness of breathing out of your back breath. And your belly may have some space to move into as well. So just take big full breaths. If you wanted to open the mouth and let it all out. And then as you're laying there, maybe set some intentions for your practice. So intentions can be anything from I've got to be a little careful because I tweaked my knee or my hip or my back or my shoulder. Or it could be, I really need to void myself of some crankiness, so I'm going to do my practice in the love arena. So you could do it that way, or you could remind yourself to breathe. Maybe you tend to hold your breath when you're doing poses, so maybe this is your intention to remember to breathe through your practice. Take 2 more breaths. So as you come up from your child's pose, let's go to hands and knees. If you feel that you can be on your hands and knees on the mat, but because you have a blanket or pillows, if you wanted to place your knees on top of that, you could. So the knees are under your hips, the hands are under your shoulders, palms are knuckles, and we move gently into cats and cows. Dropping the tailbone, pulling in the belly button, broadening through the back, bowing the head. Slowly uncurling, Bringing the heart forward, lifting the tailbone up, drawing the shoulders down. I'm not a fan of looking up, though you could. Find yourself coming back to your neutral all-four position and doing a little hula, a little extra for that sacrum. Changing the direction. And then turning the toes under, doing a little bendy toe. So depending on how your knees are feeling, you may just want to press back into those toes. You may be able to come a little bit more. You may be able to sit upon the heels. Some of you may even want to put your hands back. It's about the toes, not about the knees. If it becomes too intense, this pose or any other pose, just come out of it and give yourself breaks if you need to. Okay, so we're going to come and lay ourselves over the pillows, the blanket, a bolster if you have one. So you can kind of see it starts here at my chest, finishes at my thigh. That's how much I've set up. It's going to allow me to work into back extension a little easier than if I were just on the mat, though this can be done just on the mat. So go ahead and extend those arms forward. And lift one arm up, doesn't matter which one. Set it down and then lift the other arm up. Set it down. Should I remind you of Mula Bandha? Yep. Lift up one leg. Set it down. The leg is lifting in a straight fashion. It's not a bent knee, so lift the other leg. And set it down. And here's an option. You can bring the elbows back in, kind of like a Sphinx pose, but because you have a pillow, it's not so dramatic on your back. And then we're going to take one arm up and opposite leg. So you can do it from this position. If you thought laying down was better, also from that. So one arm, one leg in opposition. We know that to be the bird dog, right? Return the hand and leg. Address your bandhas, Mula Bandha, the action of Uddiyana. Lift the opposite arm, opposite leg on the other side. And lower. Slide those hands in, elbows down, and bring yourself up so we're all on the elbows. So see if you can lift the legs, and maybe you need to scoot forward or back or something so those legs are getting a little bit of support from your pillow, blanket, or bolster. And then we're going to walk our hands to the side, coming up on the fingertips. And then those hands help support my back as my legs are up. So this is working your back, right? Go ahead and fold the hands and relax down for a moment. So there are some variations, and we'll practice this 3 times. For those of us who have some back issues, I propose bringing the hands on your side, thumbs down, pinky finger up, lifting your chest, and then lifting your legs. We can all try this just to experience. And fold the hands in front and relax again. Breathe toward the small of your back. Once again, as you engage your bandhas and rise up onto those elbows, you can do the hands back like we just did. That could be your best and safest option. Or you can extend your arms to the side like you're flying and then lift the legs. If you find the arms to the side to be too much, you can move them back. If you find you can do more, extend your arms forward. And bring the hands front and relax again, because we have one more time. So bandhas engaged, back to our elbows. You now have three options, the arms behind, to the side, or in front. So as you lift up those legs, bandhas and hips lifted, decide where you want to put your arms and breathe. So this time, put the hands down when you relax the legs, elbows in, shoulders down. Press yourself up and go back to your child's pose. As you come up, you're going to use that blanket, pillow, or bolster, or folded up towels for a little bit of knee protection. So you're going to put one knee, and then your other foot will go forward, the opposite arm. So for me, this is me putting my right knee on the blanket. This is me moving my left foot forward of the blanket. And this is me coming up on the knee. Now, if you look at this and say, there's no way I'm putting pressure on my knee, even with the padding, your option is to come up to a standing position like so, heel down, and then I will get you into a similar movement pattern that we're going to do on the mat. It's always good to have your options, right? So you may notice my foot is beyond my knee, so that when I go forward, I don't end up with the knee overshooting the toe. So I'm leaning my chest forward, hands are on my thigh, and my hips almost feel like they're being pushed forward, so that I'm opening the front of that knee leg. So for me, that's the right leg. And I'm using my hands to support my back. This could be done with your arms down or the arms out. So then from here, I'm going to let the chest come down, but not rounded. So we lead with the heart. And then whichever knee is in front, the other arm comes from behind, and up it comes, and then over. So opposite arm comes to the opposite leg, either by holding it, resting on it, or you may be the person that can hook the elbow to the outside of it. If your hand is on top or around it, take your other hand and put it in the small of the back, and then leading with that shoulder, you rotate. If you've hooked the elbow over, join the palms together, push the top hand into the bottom hand, and rotate. Big breaths. As you return center, put the hands on the floor, turn the toes of the back leg under, lift up your hip, move the front foot carefully to the back foot, and end up in a plank over your pillows, blanket, or bolster. A little bit of plank where the hips aren't high and the hips aren't low. So now remember which knee you were just on, and now put the other knee down. And then as you come up, bring the leg that was on the blanket before forward and come up. It's a little wobbly. You can improve that by moving the back foot over a little kickstand, scooting your foot forward, or doing the standing option. So the standing option was this, and then this, and then this. So you did everything standing if that's the necessary part. So allowing the hips to go forward, hands brace, just that heaviness opening into the front of your knee leg. As I allow my body to move more forward with the heart, the hand of the leg behind reaches back and comes all the way up and over, either putting the elbow, the hand across or on top. Other hand either goes to your back as you turn or hooking the elbow and pressing. Big breaths. Slowly return and put your hands down. The back toe turns under so you can lift the knee up. You're going to move that front foot to the back and reclaim your plank position. You know, the planks can also be done on the forearms if your hands are not up for it. All right, back to your child's pose. Okay, we're going to sit upon our blanket, towel, or pillows. I am going to face you. Take a seat and extend both feet forward. Both feet forward. Sitting lifted is going to allow you a better opportunity to straighten your knees. If they have to bend so that your back doesn't feel rounded, so be it. If I turn sideways just to show you, so I would rather have this and this nice tall spine rather than straight legs and you be rounded forward. So really always defer to your back and then eventually you work the legs straight. It's a good general rule of thumb. So my feet are active, they're flexed like I'm showing with my hands, and my hands come behind. I'm using my fingertips and lifting my chest. So I'm going to move into a little pre-stretch for my hamstrings, so they aren't surprised when I start using them. Folding in your right leg. If you're facing me like this, you're going to fold in your right leg so the foot either comes to the calf, the knee, or high in your thigh, wherever that is comfortable for you. Once again, get the spine nice and tall. And we're going to hinge forward so that it's this motion, not this motion, as I use the hands to push me forward. So our intention is the hamstrings. If you begin to round, because I know the effort is to go further forward, that's not a thing. Just going forward until the back of the leg speaks to you is the thing. If you saw this from the side, it would be this. Now you may be able to move the hands forward. That's fine. You can leave them behind or you can move them forward as long as you don't round. So just feel a little bit of opening in the back of your extended leg. And then slowly draw yourself up. Folding up the bent knee, extending it out, pulling in the other leg, and again, wherever it's comfortable on the inside of that thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Uttanasana, that forward fold has us hinging forward. Find your own path. I was telling the live class that I was teaching yesterday, that it doesn't make you a better person if you can lay down on your leg. It just means you can lay down on your leg. So if you can, then you should. But if it doesn't happen, it's okay. And slowly bring yourself back up onto Konasana. As long as we're sitting on our blanket, pillows, or towels, bottom of the feet come together. You may be rounded, so you know what I'm going to say. Sit up nice and tall. Support your back with your hands. And your feet can be where they want. So if you've got a little issue with the knee, moving the feet forward might be a little more gracious. And do that hinge. So as we go forward, how are the hips? Now, if your knees are here, because that's just where you are, hold outside the knees and bring your chest through, and then bow your head towards your knees. If your knees fall out a little further, grab in between, bring the heart forward, and then go down. So what you should be sensing is perhaps a little stretch in your back, but mostly this is about hips. And roll yourself mindfully up, so engage the action of Uddiyana. Now I'm going to ask you to stand up without the aid of your hands. I don't care how you do it. You could hold your hands here and roll your knees to the side and come up. You could cross your legs. I know you'll be tempted to use your hands, but maybe you shift your body weight forward. I just want you to stand up, and then we're going to move this out of the way. So that goes off the mat. Okay. And we come to the end of the mat to begin a little bit of balance and a little more strengthening for the upper body. The reminder is that if you don't use palms, use forearms or knuckles, and that those elbows are always in when they bend, and your shoulders are anchored down, so you're very strong and stable. Step to the front, become the mountain. So rooting the feet, engaging your legs. This is just posture alignment. I mean, when you're standing at the market or wherever you are, you should do this, because we all have our way to stand. I was noticing a young woman at the farmer's market yesterday. She was just standing like this. I just wanted to go and push her hips back, but I didn't. So self-correct. Let the arms rise when you breathe in. Open the arms, bend the knees, put the hands on the floor next to the feet. Shake your head a big yes. Move your head a big no. Lift the chest and either step back or move a bunch of feet, steps back until you come to a plank. Can be on the hands and toes or the knees and hands. And you're going to go down, but don't touch. So you're going to go down and hover. Okay, now you come down. Relax your toes. No pushing baby cobra. You may be up for cobra. If you do up dog, that's for you. And relax down. Turn the toes under, lift the hips up. You can be on the knees, you can be on the toes with the thighs up, and then press off the mat to your plank and into a downward dog. As you look at your feet, take 2 small steps forward. Let's bend both knees. Get that nice long spine. Now straighten one leg as it presses toward the floor with the heel. And then switch, press the other heel down, holding. Raising both heels up, bending the knees and looking forward. You walk a bunch of little steps or one big step till you're back to the front of the mat. Dropping the hips, put the hands at your heart, check your blood pressure. Rise up. Open. Back down, the hands go to the floor next to the feet. Drop the hips, lift the chest. Walk your feet back or step back and come again to a plank position. Elbows in from the toes, from the knees. Go down, but don't touch. Don't touch your hips, don't touch your chest. Okay, come down and relax. Toes, lift the chest, maybe baby cobra or cobra, and come back down. Toes under, hips up from the toes or from the knees. Press up, keeping those hips up. Come to your down dog. Adjust your feet. Sway your hips from side to side. Lift one leg, doesn't matter which one. Put that foot down. Raise the other foot. Make sure your arms are straight. Put that foot down. Bring both heels up. Bend the knees, look forward. Walk, step, or jump to where your hands are. Drop the hips, lift your head. Put the hands at the heart, check in. How's the blood pressure? Rise mindfully. Extend the arms up. Open the arms. Now grab them behind your back. You can grab or lace. And step the feet to the edges of your mat. So if I turn and face you, you're going to see my feet are parallel. The edge of your foot from pinky to heel is on the edge of your mat. So a little more for hamstrings. Inhale, lift the hands off the back. Exhale, Uttanasana, the forward fold, letting the arms go over. Drop your head, look through your legs, lean into your toes. Try and keep the arms as straight as possible. Releasing the arms, bend the knees, and prop your hands on top of your thighs as you come into a modified squat. This might be your best and only option. You may want to turn those heels in a little bit and drop the hips down. The objective here would be to hold the heels on the mat. So you're here, or without judgment, you're here. Shift your weight forward, spin your heels back out, position your hands above your knees, and let's go to the bookshelf pose. The arms and legs straighten, lean into the toes, project your heart out. You want your back to be the shelf. So if it's rounded, I could have put a book or a wine glass on it. So you need to make it relatively parallel to ground, and elbows on the arms are straight. And you want to feel like those sit bones are spreading, opening your hamstrings. Bend the knees, walk your feet together, all the way together. And I'm going to turn and face you, rise all the way up. Put the hands together, hands to the heart. Take your left elbow as you sit back in chair pose, and keep moving that left elbow. If it can, goes to the outside of your right leg. If it can't, take the left hand and grab the back of the right leg, and then put your right hand in the small of your back and turn and look to the right. Otherwise, you've hooked the elbow, you have your palms together, push the right hand into the left hand and look to the right. Return center, release the arms as you stand all the way up, doesn't matter which way you're facing. Join the hands, down to the heart, moving back to a modified chair pose. Now your right elbow is going to hook over your left thigh, and if that doesn't happen, just grab with your right hand, put the left hand at the small of the back, and turn that top body open. Now your knees ought to be side by side. What happens is they sometimes shift when you turn. So try and keep the knees together and make the spiral happen in your torso, not in your pelvis. Return center, all the way up. Open the arms, open the feet. Hips go forward by the hands pushing them, and lift up your chest. You don't have to look up, but feel free. And come to stand with your feet parallel, facing me if you would. So you're going to root down on your left foot and tap your right leg to the side. Now what sometimes happens is this, kind of a sinking. So root down, pull up out of the torso, out of the hips, lifting the torso. So left arm goes up, right arm goes down. This is breath in. Cross your right leg straight over your left leg and switch the arm position for breath out. Breath in, you touch the floor, spine. Breath out, you cross and touch the floor. Now if you're looking for a little more challenge and you feel up for it, float the leg, but don't let it touch the floor. Don't let it touch the floor. Breathing out on the cross. Breathing in on the open. We don't have to be doing this at the same time. And hold both arms to the side as you open the leg, open the arms, pull up, pull up, pull up, and close the posture. A lot of good hip work, right? Now root down on your right leg, tap your left leg. Right arm moves that diagonal plane and left arm down. This is breath in. Keep the leg straight as it crosses over. You can tap the floor, squeeze mightily between the inner thighs. So breath in, light touch, and breath out, light touch. Or if ready, move on to lift it off the ground and cross and hold it off the ground. It wouldn't be weird if one side felt a little more able than the other. It's true for me too. Mindful to your breath. So the next one, when your leg opens to the side, hold it there. See if you can get it off the floor. Arms to the side. Ta-da! Da-da-da-da-da! And close the posture. From the short end of your mat, hands at your hips, bend your knees and lean forward. Pick one of your legs and keep track because we'll do the other one. Move one of your legs back as you lean forward, and now wiggle, wiggle, go almost to the end of your mat so you get big separation. Notice I'm leaning forward and that makes this whole thing easier. Line up your knee above your ankle. Put the hands at the small of the back. Grab them or lace them. Straighten the elbows, and that should pull you up into your crescent pose. This is the wobbly one. Your back heel is lifted. As you release the arms, allow them to either float forward or keep lifting the heart till the arms are overhead. In other words, the arms aren't just going up and you're forward. It's the whole heart lifting up that raises the arms. So you can hold them here if that's better, or you can lift the chest. Now bring the palms together, lean forward, whichever leg is in front, put the opposite hand on the thigh or put the opposite elbow over the thigh. You know what to do next. Turn and look over the bent knee in front. Return center with hands at heart, leaning forward. Push off the back foot and step up. All the way up we come and return to Tadasana. Surprise! Hands at your side, hips back, chest forward. Do you remember which leg you just used? Now it's time to put the other leg back. While you're leaning forward, wiggle or slide. Go deeper than you think you might. Make sure front knee is properly over the ankle, not behind it. Grab the hands. Straighten the elbows and rise. Remembering to breathe. Squeeze the back knee straight. Now the arms will almost float forward, and they're welcome to stay here or keep lifting the chest. That could put too much pitch in your back, so you decide. Breathe. Bring the hands to your heart. Lean your chest forward. So whichever leg is in front, the opposite hand either holds on, and then the other arm goes behind as you turn, or you hook the elbow, joining the palms, and you push and turn. You be you. Return center with hands at heart. Push off the back leg and step up. Burst all the way up. Now we've kind of prepared this front of our thigh, so I'd like to do the dancer pose today. Yes, it's another balance pose, but I think we're getting good at it. Feel free to move over and hold on to something. Now, I wouldn't hold this very hard because this will fall over. I could hold here, or I could touch here, or you can get off your mat and go touch a wall. The dancer pose is the precursor to the standing bow pose. So when you're ready, you stand on one foot, doesn't matter which one. Bring the other knee up and let the hand slide over the knee, down the shin till it grabs your ankle. Yes, you can lean forward. Then bring the heel behind towards your bum. As you stand up, either hold onto something with the other hand or let that hand reach overhead. Those legs should be side by side. In other words, the knee is not in front or off to the side. It's adjacent, and you lift. Almost feel like you're pushing the hip forward. This would be much easier now, given what we've just done with our preceding practice. Be the dancer. Now as you gently release the leg and you stand like a mountain. Are we human or are we dancer? Do you know that song? Okay, so we're going to do the other side. So if you need to go hold on to something, hold on to something, and you bring the knee up, slide the hand down till you get the ankle, bring the heel towards your bum. Then work yourself to that upright position. Feel free to keep holding on or to let go. Knees are side by side. Find your breath. Find your balance. Releasing from your dancer pose, under your control, and now a little figure eight with your hips That can put a little work into your lumbar, but hey, we've prepared for that. And now we're going to move ourselves down onto the mat. I will ask you to go without the help of your hands, and I'm going to bring my blanket nearby so that I can use it in a little bit. So there's that, or your pillows. Try not to use your hands. You can go down kneeling. I'm just going to go down and sit like this because, yeah, that's what I'm doing. All right, so we're going to be on our back. The hands will be either stacked or laced and behind your head. Remember, the elbow placement plays into your neck tension. If you've got your elbows back here, look what I just did. Here's my elbows in front, pulling on my head. Here's my elbows, so I'm not pulling, but look what I've done to my shoulders. But if I bring those elbows forward, I can drop my neck, bring my elbows forward, drop the tension in my neck and shoulders. You want to feel the weight of your head so you're not straining in the neck. So two things happen. One leg pushes out, the more important leg pulls in. Now we'll do the first set without a rotation, then we'll do a rotation, and then we'll come into a plank, down dog, bringing the knee in. So a lot of core centric here. We've done the back, which is part of the core. Now we're going to focus on the other side of the equation. Let's come onto our backs. Don't go to sleep. Knees are in, hands support your head. Again, watch the elbow placement. They don't need to be back here. Feel the weight of your head, and then that puts the onus onto your abdominals. So the two things that happen, one is a leg going out, but the more important is the leg coming in, and you lift your chest to try and meet that leg, and then come back. But I don't go all the way down to the floor. Releasing is the breath in. Drawing in is the breath out. And you stay for the duration of your breath. So continue. Keep pulling that knee in, that's your mantra. Now I'm going to go into a rotation, which you can opt out of and just keep doing what you're doing. It is my shoulder to my hip, not my elbow to my knee, that I aspire towards. Feel the weight of your head. Your shoulder is moving to the opposite hip. Now you can either roll to your side to come up, or you can just rock yourself up. You're going to flip over and come to a downward dog. You're going to lift the right leg up. Bring the right knee to the right elbow. Look forward. Go back to a three-legged dog. Put the right knee under the body to the left elbow. Look up. Push back, three-legged dog. One more time, right knee, right elbow. Down dog. Left leg lifts. That's your breath in. Breath out, left knee, left elbow. Look up. Push back, three-legged dog. Left knee, right elbow, look up. Push back, three-legged dog. Once more, left knee, left elbow. Down dog. As you come to your knees, come to sit and sit in a straddle. Now here's where if you wanted to slip that pillow or towel under your hips could be useful. Don't worry where your straddle is, you get to be you. So I'm going to move the fleshy part of my skin away, not a creepy thing, using my fingertips behind to lift my chest. The objective here is to open the adductors. Those are the muscles from your knee to your pelvis. And you lift nice and tall. Now I have some action in my feet, but you do want your knees as straight as possible. Again, no judgment if your legs are closer together. Just got to do you. And this really is reflective on how you're made. So some people are just made to be like rubber dolls. So use the hands and bring the chest forward. Again, we're working on that hinge theory. If the hands remove and you go back, please keep the hands. If you remove the hands and you don't go back, put them down under you and then work toward going forward. And you may or may not, so give yourself a little time. The words reflected in your mind are release, let go, allow. Bring yourself upright. Don't pull the legs together as we are going to do this one more time. And I should let you know that to affect change and length into your muscles, you need to give them a little chance at it. You can't just go, oh, I'm doing my stretch and I'm good. You kind of need to let it adapt. So for the second one, take the hands behind you, lift up your bum and scoop forward a little bit. Ooh, a cooler spot on the mat. Now this time you may just stay more upright because you've put more tension into the inner thighs, or you may be able to keep progressing. So when we're in these long holds, it should feel a little uncomfortable, but never should feel painful. If it's painful, you walk back out of it until you don't feel pain. Pain's a sign to stop. But it may get a little uncomfortable. That's where you're going to make some progress. So go ahead and bring yourself up. This time, let's be nice and lean back as you pick up the knees. Now let's leave the right leg tucked in and open your left leg. So this one is, I'm a big believer in the whole supporting musculature around the hip joint playing positively in the back or negatively. If we're tight in the hips, and I'm talking all the way around the hips, the quads, the hamstrings, the inner thigh, the outer thigh, it pulls on our back, and so that's not great. So if you can give yourself a little more freedom in the hips, then maybe your back also will benefit. That's my theory. All right, so I have the right foot in front. When I lift up, I'm not going to just be on the knee, but if you want to put a towel under your leg, you can. I share the weight along my shin. So the first one, the right hip stays down, the bent knee leg stays down. The right hand is behind and the left arm opens over the left leg. Now just this hip turns and my foot will turn to the instep. The arm goes across my chest and I reach. I took my time so nothing got pulled. Then I'll open. Now you see this hip is lifted on the left side. I'm going to anchor it and sit it back down. Uddiyana action. So let's do this. Breathe in. Open and breathe out. the next one, I'm going to reach and sweep. I can be either on the right palm or knuckles might be a better option. I'm going to sweep and lift my hips up, reach up over my head with the left arm, push my hips forward, really expand a Rama. The high hand comes down in front of me and goes around and behind me. So now my torso is beginning to turn toward the extended leg. So this is not like what we did before where my foot is on my inner thigh. I've just turned the torso. So this one has a lot of vulnerability for people. Be very careful and judicious and move slowly. Like if someone knocks at your door, your phone rings, don't jump out of this pose. You're in a spinal rotation and I'm going to move you into forward flexion. And therein is the problem. So there's a lot of stuff going on in your back. Go slowly. So I'm facing my extended leg as best I can. Leaning on your left hand, if you're mirroring me, the bent knee arm or your right arm comes up and goes over the extended leg on the outside of the knee. So here is my knee. I put my hand here. Now, depending on your flexibility and using that left hand, push your body forward and let the hands walk down the outside of your leg. And some of you may reach the outside of your foot on the pinky toe to hold on. The other hand is holding you forward, but if it's stopped doing anything, you can put both hands on that foot. So you may look more like this, which is fine. Be very careful as one hand on each side of the leg supports you and you come up. Easy does it. So you're going to switch the legs. You're going to pull in what would be your left leg and out goes the right leg. So we do that first thing where we're just kind of moving the hip. Left hand lifts you and then you just roll to the instep. Stay seated on your left hip and then drop that hip back down. So just the right hip lifts, rotate, return, and lower. Now for some people this doesn't do a whole lot. For other people, can. So just take it for what it offers. This is the reach and sweep. I go on palms or knuckles, share the weight down your shin, reach up and sweep the arm. Bringing the high hand in front of you as you lower your hips down. Right hand goes behind as the body turns to the extended right leg. Right hand stays on the floor, left arm up and over to the outside of the right knee. Push on the hand behind you to slightly lean forward. Or take the hand and walk it down your outside of your leg. Maybe, maybe not, you'll get the outside of your foot. Be very mindful. One hand to each side of your leg as you gently let the body move out of the position and then go ahead and fold up your legs. Okay, into a little bit of pretzel pose. So from our backs, you can do either leg, but I'm going to put my right ankle on my left knee. Bring my knee in. Push the right knee away as I pull the right foot in. Maybe a rock from side to side. And let's go over to the other side. So we've already been playing with the hips, don't you know? So you may get there and say, oh, they don't feel as tight as usual. That's a good thing. So I bring the knee up. Remember, it's the knee going away and the foot coming in of the bent leg. Bottom leg's just helping to push the ankle in. Now you can roll to your side to come up, or you can uncross the legs and let yourself roll up. Now we're going to grab that blanket towel or pillow again and elevate our hips. So you see mine is actually a little thicker than it was when it was opened up. So I'm going to go with that thickness because I like the lift. This is a modified shoulder stand. If you're comfortable with shoulder stands, you know how to do them properly, and you want to do a shoulder stand, be my guest. Otherwise, to modify, we're going to put our hips up on the blanket, towel, or bolster, and then lay our torso down. Now this can be done with blocks, they're just not as soft, but you could do it with a block on the medium side, not on the flat, on the medium side. So once you're here, pause. It's almost like a bridge pose, supported, don't you think? Now hopefully you'll love this next part. You're going to pick up your knees and let them fall towards your chest, because when your hips are elevated, this kind of naturally happens. A gravitation of your legs pulling towards your thighs. If you have a block, you may want to hold on to it until you feel that you're stable. For those who would like a little bit more, go ahead and straighten those legs up. Now for many, this is a wonderful position, and it's really good to help bring energy back into your body, because when you're sitting for long times or standing for long times, it tends to drain to that end. So now we move it back up. This is fine. If you wanted to put the hands behind the legs and use them as a little bit of weight and go to a fold, this would be nice. Try and keep your knees straight rather than bending. Come back to your breath. If your legs are straight, go ahead and let them bend. I might suggest you open your arms to the side, and we're going to drop our knees carefully from side to side. If you're on a block, it's likely you're not going to be able to do this unless you put two blocks. You just won't have the space. I do this on a foam roller and love it. So I'm going to turn my feet down, and you have some options here. As the feet come down, feel free to stay in the supported bridge pose, or you may want to elevate the hips off of the blanket, the pillow, the bolster, or the block, and be in a true bridge pose. Feel the energy from your hips radiating out towards your knees. So if you're off your pillow, go ahead and slide it away. If you're resting on it, lift the hips so you can slide it away. Once there's nothing under your back, come down from your upper back first, then down through the middle back, then down to the lower back, and then let your feet stretch out. Move your right foot to the edge of the mat. Can you feel it with your foot? Take your left foot and put it next to the right foot, or if you want it a little more, cross it over your right foot. So I brought my left foot over, so both of my feet are to the right edge of my mat. Bring your arms above your chest. Let the right hand grab the wrist of the left hand. Move the arms over your head and then pull with your right hand so it causes you to go to the right edge of the mat. If you saw yourself from above, you'd be in the shape of a crescent. Let go with your right hand. The arms will fall apart. Bring your left foot and then your right foot back to the center of the mat. The other side. Slide your left foot over until you feel the edge of your mat. Bring the right foot alongside the right or cross it over if that's better. Now with the arms up, the left hand grabs the wrist of the right hand, moving the arms overhead. Pull with your left hand on the right hand, and now you're the other side of the crescent. Release the hands. Move the legs back to the center. Roll to your side. Put one arm under your head and bring the knees forward. Move yourself to a seated position. If you want to sit on your stuff, you can. I'm just going to stay sitting here on my mat. So instead of letting the head pull forward, lift up your head and let your ear drop to one shoulder, then the chin toward the chest, then move your head toward the other shoulder, and then back to the chest. So back to the first shoulder. It's just kind of cradling down through your chest and rolling over the other way. You may hear some popping and cracking. Eventually put your head up, nice and tall. Lace the fingers, turn the palms away. This doesn't have to be like you're cracking your knuckles. You just want to extend your arms forward and then up overhead. Try and stiffen the elbows. Release the hands behind you and lift up your chest, taking the pressure off your low back. So we're going to return to the cat and the cow before going into Shavasana. If you need any padding under your knees, go ahead and give it to yourself. Let's move slowly and notice the difference from whence we began. One more. Now I invite you to find a position for Shavasana. That could be just lay down on your belly. You've already got a pillow there. You could go back to laying on your side. You could do the corpse pose. You could put your blanket or pillow under your hips and elevate your legs. So any way that seems most suitable for you as I move myself back is where you should shift. And this is your time to step away from thinking and doing and being focused as you have been. I'll get my singing bowl here. I feel this is a very important part of yoga practice. It's hard. It's hard in that to sit quiet with ourselves, not easy. Sometimes our body just has things to think about and stuff to do, and so it just kind of percolates in there. So get yourself comfortable. We've had a nice little yoga practice, and so as you rest your body on the earth, and give yourself this time, you deserve this time, to do nothing. And remember, some of the techniques that you can use to get there would be walking through your body and feeling it relax, like relax your neck and shoulders and your torso and your arms and your hips, and just let everything be really heavy. Another technique is to focus on your breath. Notice how long it takes the breath to move in and how long it takes the breath to move out. For those who practice mindfulness, maybe this is your time to go into nature, sit at the ocean, enjoy the mountains, smell the desert. So I give you these few times, this little time here. Wait for the singing bowl and let this time be yours. And so we deepen our breath, wiggling our fingers and toes and awakening the body, yet remaining in that sense of calm, either on your backs or sides or wherever you are. And we are on the precipice of a new month, as this is the end of June. And so I share some thoughts for us today about experience. Aldous Huxley, who said, "Experience is not what happens to a man, it's what a man does with it that happens to him." We all know people who have gone through experiences that should have made them stronger, more interesting, more confident, or more empathetic. And yet somehow they've passed through the experience seemingly unfazed. We should see each such people as cautionary examples of what happens when we fail to actively engage the world. Our experiences are not going to do anything for us unless we choose to do something with our experiences. And so, thought for us today, I will try to see every experience as a chance to learn about myself and to grow into a better person. Yes, we all want to be a better version of ourselves. So with that said, bring yourself to a seated position, sitting any way you want, including in a chair. So we sit mindful, and maybe yoga provides some of that. I know it helps me live better in my body, and I will be cranky, and then after I practice, I feel so much better, and it's my hope that you have the similar experience. So as you're sitting nice and tall, and stretch your arms out to the side, reach them up, join the palms together, and then with the hands at the heart, we share that lovely word that means the goodness in me honors the goodness in you. Namaste. Thank you for joining today. We'll do this again next week in a new month. So all I can say is namaste.